What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video. And today, as promised, I'm bringing you guys a Bengals offseason and a mock draft. So if you guys do enjoy this series, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and join the ride because I'm going to be doing another one of these mock drafts after free agency right before the draft, just to make sure you guys get the most up-to-date content possible. Let's kick right into this. Starting off with some key offseason departures. So let's talk about the players. Then obviously you see their positions. Signed means whether I think they'll be re-signed / do I think they should be re-signed. Then duration amount is there for kind of entertainment value. Jesse Bates was actually calculated based off of a market value calculator. So we finally have some legitimate numbers in there. But Riley Reiff, I think he should be brought back on a one-year deal just because of the fact that, one, he's a great veteran presence. Two, you have so many young offensive linemen, and this team needs help on the O-line. And three, honestly, you can't go wrong with having an offensive lineman on your roster. Just like the more, the merrier. And I think that Riley Reiff is honestly not too shabby. Larry Ogunjobi is someone who I think should be brought back. He's been Larry O has been a pretty damn solid contributor wherever he's been. So I do like Larry O staying on this roster. So I stick with it. 8 million a year is not too shabby at all, especially for a good impact interior defensive lineman. CJ Uzomah, the price of the tight end market is getting ridiculous at this point. Like people are thinking about the Browns offering David Njoku $10 million a year. Like, the hell is that? So with that being said, as much as y'all probably love CJ Uzomah, you guys have probably seen, well, I was just behind my head like literally a minute ago. That's going to be a big upgrade for a much cheaper price. Jesse Bates as well. Obviously, he should be brought back. Guys, an elite level safety. And I think that he will definitely be a good contributor for many years to come. Cornerbacks, there's a lot of them. There's quite a few. I think there's 3 of them that might be up for a contract. So I think that the problem is, like, we've just kind of been on a 1-year cycle, and even Eli Apple, with all the hate he's brought, not exactly the best publicity for the team, especially since you just lost Super Bowl and he's still talking shit. So it's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. Quentin Spain also, I don't think gets brought back after being the main reason why you lost the Super Bowl. And then BJ Hill, just somebody who you traded literally nothing pretty much for. So I think that saving some money and being able to continue developing guys like Tyler Shelvin is the right move. Let's talk about some potential trade or cut candidates here. We forgot to put an image of Trey Waynes, so I apologize, but that's okay. Trey Waynes, he's up. He has a pretty big contract, hasn't done jack. And Trey Hopkins, he's probably the only center we really have, but I think that Trey Hill should be stepping up into that role after being a 5th round pick. And then we got some offseason targets. So honestly, let's just jump to it. Brandon Scherff here, I think that would be an excellent signing. Highly doubt that Washington lets him walk. And I think that they'll probably like franchise tag him or something. They'll do something because that's a big name to let go. In case that happens, James Daniels, someone who could play center or guard out of Iowa, would be an excellent second option coming from the Bears. I think that guy deserves his money, and this is definitely a team that can capitalize on it staying up north. But then let's talk about some wide receivers, just some gadget weapons, honestly, getting some good depth here. Tavon Austin and Ray McLeod, both guys who could just be there to get the ball out of Joe's hands and make sure that they can do something after the catch. Ray McLeod, obviously from the Steelers in this division recently. Guy's actually a really good contributor. I like him a lot. Then we got Morgan Moses down there. Somebody's going to be coming from the Jets. Just a good veteran presence in case you can't get Riley Reiff to come back. And then Zach Ertz, honestly, a veteran tight end presence. Again, it wouldn't be too shabby. And hopefully he doesn't charge a lot more than what I just said right there, 2 years, $16 million, but you never know. Kyle Allen, just getting him on a very short, very small deal would be really nice to have him as a consistent backup in case Joe ever gets hurt. And then you got Quan Alexander there, adding some extra linebacker depth, and Nick Needham there for 1.5. Don't worry, this doesn't say 15 million, $1.5 million. Getting some extra cornerback help is always greatly appreciated. So let's kick into the mock draft. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you there. Welcome in, everybody. It is time for the mock draft. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show so far, but we all know this is the real reason why y'all are here. If you guys are new to the series, we do not do these trades because honestly, it's just too much RNG. If I restarted this, I can guarantee you a lot of those trades would never happen. And as people have complained so many times, the trade simulator has a little bit of a weird algorithm. So there are some really weird trades, and I'd rather not have to get into that. So we just get to have the enjoyment of trusting that Zion Johnson will fall to us. Ooh, ooh. Let's see. So yeah, I had to go silent there. We got Zion Johnson in the first round. Let's go. So yeah, I had to just get a little bit excited for that one. Obviously, hopefully you guys fill some of these positions in free agency. The problem is, one, I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be the case with a lot of these offensive linemen that are high end. I'm sure they could be franchise tagged, or I'm pretty sure if a team's going to be trying to let go of them, they're going to be putting a franchise tag on them. So for me, it's down to Zion Johnson and Tyler Smith here. I would like to go Tyler Smith just because I think he's a really good tackle as well. He is a left tackle right now, but he projects as a good guard just because he's not technically sound as a tackle yet. But he is my number 26 player. He is above Zion Johnson on my board. And again, with this series, you guys get the beauty of it is that this is all auto generated. So you guys get to choose who you want at each spot because neither of these guys are going to be available the next one. And again, if you want to go Zion Johnson, go for it. But I think I'd much rather go after somebody who should be an actual tackle in the long run, and that's Tyler Smith. Like Zion could play center too, to be fair. And I think Trey Hill should be developing into a starting quality center. Super young. He's a true junior coming out of Georgia last year. I'm going to go Tyler Smith. And again, if you want Zion Johnson, which I know most of you will, take Zion Johnson. That's the beauty of this series. I'm not screwing over another team by saying I'm going to take Zion, or I'm not going to take Zion Johnson. So if you guys want Zion, take Zion. For me personally, I would be going after Tyler Smith because I do think he is a high-end tackle. And honestly, if we get Jamari Sawyer with the next pick, which I highly doubt, then that would be perfect because I think he can also be somebody who can play any position on the offensive line. Also played with Trey Hill last year. So we'll see. I highly doubt that he'll be there at our pick, but one can hope. One can hope. So we'll see. Obviously, Tyler Smith would have been gone by this moment. Another position I'm going to be targeting is probably corner. It's unfortunate that one, Jamari Sawyer just came off the board, but two, we also just saw Kyer Elam and Tariq Woolen come off the board. So I'm not really a huge fan of anybody in this zone. Martin Emerson and Marcus Jones, not even Marcus Jones because he's more of a slot guy. Like Mario Goodrich and Martin Emerson are the guys who I would be targeting in the next tier, the next bracket of dudes. So unfortunately, when looking at this, I'm not very excited with any of these guys on the board, but I am excited with Trey McBride because I do think a legitimate tight end should be an option for this team without having to pay. Because apparently we have a weird NFL that pays a lot of money for low impact tight ends. And CJ Uzomah is a lot better than the guys who've been like rumored to be 10 million a year. You might as well get yourself Trey McBride and just pray to God that you get to be able to keep him on a cheaper contract for the time being. Guy's an elite weapon, and he just probably doesn't have the athleticism to be one of the consistently elite tight ends, but in the late second round, and he's definitely worth probably a late one, especially factoring in the fact that the class is crap. He's probably the only good tight end in this class, like guaranteed good. You have guys like Greg Dulcich and Jake Ferguson who should be good, but he's the guy who's going to be guaranteed solid tight end for a long time. And it's a good check down option. Like you might want to have someone who's a better blocker, but that's why you have Drew Sample in the first place. You guys obviously overdrafted him a long time ago, and Martin Emerson came off the board. Gotta love it. You gotta love it, don't you? But Kobe Bryant is still here, and I think that would be a phenomenal get. Honestly, for this team at this moment, I think Kobe Bryant would be a very solid get. You know, he will not have to be the true corner one for this team, and I think that at this point, that wouldn't be a bad choice at all. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Because another position I want to target is probably linebacker. So getting someone like Brandon Smith, Jack Sanborn, DeMarco Jackson. If you guys haven't seen it already, I have a 7-round mock-up. And actually, I'm very proud of the mock draft that happened for that one for you guys. So feel free to check it out because it's been up for a day now. And I want you guys to be able to cherish the fact that you guys have a really good draft coming up there. But we'll see. we'll see what happens here because, again, we're having a little bit of a drought period, and DeMarco Jackson would be a steal in the 5th. So let's just pray that he falls to that point. But I don't think he will. We might have to take DeMarco Jackson or Jack Sanborn at this point because I know DeMarco is a beast. Out of Appalachian State, I think I said Jackson State by accident, but smaller school. Looking at the guys who are available, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to do a crossover, no pun intended, with players because I'm trying to remember who I've already taken for the Steelers as well as for the Browns. Nick Cross would be fun. I don't think this is the team that would probably want to take him. So I'm going to go DeMarco Jackson here. He is a very solid linebacker, and he's somebody who could definitely make an impact day one on this roster. This is a good place to test out mid-round talent, and in history, you guys have definitely done that. Jermaine Pratt, one of my favorite dudes coming out of NC State in that draft that he got drafted to, you guys. Like, that was a big one. I think it was Malik Jefferson out of Texas. I remember when he was being rumored to be a first-round linebacker to the Steelers, and then he started, I think he fell to like the late 3rd, and I was like, oh my gosh, this team took him. So this is a team where they're definitely going to be taking some very solid linebackers in the middle of the draft. And that's just another one. There's another very solid linebacker and somebody who you guys should be very proud to have on your squad. Now, of course, if we had another really good safety on the board, we'd definitely take him. But at this point in the draft, looking maybe at getting the best available is probably the best thing for us to do. And right now I'm seeing, I don't really want to get another weapon. So I'm like looking really heavily in the offensive line. Thayer Mumford is just going to be too many cooks in the same kitchen. You have a lot of guard tackle hybrids, and honestly, I'd rather save him for a different team than anything. So at this point, it's hard to choose somebody, but I'm going to be going Josh Williams out of Fayetteville State. Yeah, this is the guy who locked down in the Senior Bowl. And basically, because I did that, I'm giving the Ravens fans this because I would love to take Josh Williams to Baltimore, but we're not going to be doing that because I really do like him. I think that's a phenomenal value in the 5th round. The guy is going to be actually potentially able to start on your roster, maybe even more than Kobe Bryant. Hot take, but that guy's a phenomenal talent. And the fact that he was able to do so well in a drill that he's destined to fail in, that shows that he is one hell of a great talent. So let's see what we do with this next pick. Honestly, I would consider even just going after like a corner or something like that. But we could try to get some extra depth here. Tyquan Thornton, definitely among those. Eric Ezukanma, another guy who I would really like is just some extra depth pieces. You could, again, go after. Actually, Luke Tenuta is someone who I like for this team. Virginia Tech tackle. Honestly, he's been around some very solid talents in his time. Last year, Christian Darsaw being one of his buddies, as well as Lacecia Smith this year. So I'm going to be doing that, getting a high upside tackle out of VT in the 6th. I don't think that's something to complain about. A very, very good tackle and somebody who I'd be very proud to have on my roster. So we're going to continue going on. Again, we could have possibly gotten him later on, but given the fact that two guys who I wouldn't even draft got just taken above him, I'm pretty happy with my decision. And funnily enough, I actually drafted Marquand McCall to the Steelers. So just kind of cool to see. Exact same spot, exact same pick. At this spot, I think the right thing to do would be maybe to take a shot on an actual like high upside safety. That's going to be Leon O'Neal Jr. here out of Texas A&M. Just again, you kind of want to take a shot on some dudes with these picks, and he flashed a lot over at the Senior Bowl. Definitely somebody who I would like to bring in day one and potentially test him out. Bro McKinley was on that list, but he's going to be in every single division given how much of a steal he is. Quinterio Cole is another guy I have to give a shout out to. This guy's actually a baller as well. I saw him in person. He was the one dude who stood out to me more than anybody. So I just have to give a quick shout out to Quinterio right there. But at this spot, let's see if maybe we can steal a high upside edge rusher. I'm pretty sure I've already taken Michael Clemens in this division, so we're not going to do that. But Ali Fayyad, definitely somebody who I want to potentially take at this point. And I'm seeing where the Coastal Carolina cat is. Wow, he went earlier. Well, that sucks. But yeah, I know that he was an extremely raw athlete, and I've seen actually a lot on this Osisi. Let's try to pronounce this. Otamiwo, better than I expected. So Azezi is definitely somebody who I would want to target. Super raw athlete. Again, Minnesota's been producing these dudes who are just freak athletes. And at 280 pounds, I think it's kind of worth it. You take a shot here in the 7th, the 249 on a 280-pound raw prospect. Again, Michael Clemens is a stud, and I think that he's going to be probably like a late day 2, early day 3 pick. And I think that'd be phenomenal. So let's look at this for the roster or for the picks. So we got Tyler Smith or Zion Johnson, whichever one you want, because again, I think both play a very good role in a very similar one. Trey McBride, absolute steal in the 2nd, along with Kobe Bryant. And also, where's he at? My boy Josh Williams out of Fayetteville State, DeMarco Jackson, and Leon O'Neal, along with Azezi, bolstering that defense, and then adding Luke Tenuta just to be there for a backup on offense to be able to start maybe some reps in case someone gets hurt. So that's going to be the mock, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video as a whole. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.